Hi guys, welcome back to the yellow sub. We just finished the rudder and now we're going to get ready to start on the propeller. So you want to hit control number pad 1 to get to the back. Let's go ahead and deselect that propeller so that we don't have that chosen. Let's go ahead and make sure we are adding a new object and we want to make sure we're in object mode. So let's tab into that and make sure that we are in object mode. I know that because it's right down here. Press A again if that's selected. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put our 3D cursor over here somewhere to the right of the sub and just go ahead and click, and we're going to hit Shift A to add a cylinder. All right. Before you do anything and click off of that, you want to change those vertices over there on the left-hand side to vertices to 12. Okay, well mine already says 12. And so maybe that's what I used for the other periscope. All right, so let's see. So we want to, before we start to edit this, we want to rotate this on the X rotation of 90 degrees. So change that to 90 degrees and then it should look like that after you do that. We're going to scale this up by pressing the S key. And we're going to scale it down a little bit until it looks about like that. All right, we're going to go to the left side view, Control 3. We're going to tab into edit mode. With all the vertices selected, scale the object down a bit more as shown and press the A key to deselect. So, all right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see this, and we are going to scale this down a little bit more so that it looks about like that. Okay, and let's press A so we can deselect that. We are in edit mode already. Okay, I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to go back and I'm going to move this down a little bit so that I can see it separately from the yellow sub. Remember to pan, which means to kind of move our picture. We're going to hold down Shift and then middle mouse button up, and mine has a little bit of a lag to it. All right, so now I can go back into tab. And I am going to box select the right side vertices. So remember, box select is B, the right side vertices. Make sure that you are in wireframe mode by hitting Z to make sure you're not in solid mode. All right, and so now I'm going to extrude this a little bit, and just about that much, and left click to set it down. We're going to scale them down a little bit. So we're going to press S and we're going to make that just a little bit smaller, like that. And with them still selected, we're going to press the A key and extrude them again until they are about that long or so. Press the A key to deselect the vertices. We're going to box select the left set of vertices. Box select the left set of vertices. All right, and with the transform widget, remember what that is. It's this green arrow right here. We're choosing to move it back till it's about right here. Okay. Press the A key to deselect the vertices. We're going to go to the back view, Control 1, Control 1. All right, and I'm going to middle mouse, shift middle mouse button, press down your middle mouse button. I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is kind of the fun part. So it says box select one of the top vertices as shown. Okay, so make sure you're in wireframe mode, and we're going to box select one of these vertices. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to grab this until it comes down to the center point. Okay, so watch what happens. G, and I'm going to pull this down to that center point right there. Then I am going to press the A key, directly opposite the one you just moved. Okay, so directly opposite. So I'm going to grab this one that's directly opposite from it, and I'm going to do the same thing, grab it and move it up. Okay, all right. Press the A key to deselect that. All right, and then I'm going to grab this one that's in between them. So box select that vertex, grab it, move it to the middle, set it down, and then I bet you can guess, we're going to do A, we're going to box select, I bet you can guess it, yep, that one. Grab it, move it to the middle. And so what you're going to find, what you've just made, press the A key, all right, press A key to deselect the vertices. So what you're going to find is you've made something that looks like this. Okay, so that's kind of like your propeller. Okay, we're going to tab back into object mode. Note that the center point of the object is outside of the object. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to, do a control 1 again. Whoops, control 1. No, that's not it. Control 3. Yeah, there we go. Control 3, left side view. We want to press the A key, tab into object mode. There's a direction that I missed. Box select the middle set of vertices as shown and move them to a little bit left. Oh, okay, sorry. Let's tab back into edit mode. Let's grab these vertices, and they want us to move widget these a little bit to the left, just like that. Sorry, I missed that direction. All right, now we can deselect it and back into object mode, okay? Okay, so what they're saying is, do you notice this right here? This shows you where your origin is. This is really important because we're about to spin this in our animation. And if we don't have this origin set to the center of our what we call our geometry, right? It's not going to spin correctly. Okay, so we want to make sure that we do that. So the way that we do that, the object is selected, and over here, now I'm using 2.69. You can see that right here. 2.71 I think is about the same place. It might look just a little bit different, but you're going to click on origin, and we want to set our origin to geometry. And watch what happens to that little center point when we do that. When we do that, it kind of moves it to what they consider to be the center of the object, and that way when we go to spin this later on, it will spin without a problem. Okay, press the object mode. Okay, we did that. Origin to geometry. Name this object propeller. Okay, so you can do it several different ways. Remember, I always like to do it right over here because it's just the easiest for me to find, and I don't have to sit there and look for it. ER on that. ER propeller. Okay. Zoom out a bit, select the object and press the G key and place the object as shown below. All right, so we want to go into Z key, okay, and we are going to want to grab this and move it to the position shown below. All right, so G, all right, let's do the back, nope, control 1, sorry. Control 1, we're going to want to grab this and move it back. Okay, control 3, move it down a little. Move it this way a little bit. We're trying to get it placed in the right spot. So we're not putting it over here like it says. I think I'm putting it in the right spot. Let me make sure. Oh no, I'm putting it in the completely wrong spot. Sorry. We are going to put it over here. All right, there we go. And then do a control 1 to make sure that it's kind of at the back. Yep. And always middle mouse button around. If you want to just middle mouse button around and kind of see, make sure it's kind of where we want it. Control 3. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Let me pause. Okay, so I had to make sure it was placed in the right place. It's kind of funny. One of the pictures shows that it goes right here where the background shows it to go, and then another one shows it to go down here. So I don't care, wherever you decide to put this thing. All right, so we have actually, ladies and gentlemen, finished modeling the sub. So now we can turn off this background image by just clicking on that, and there it is. Okay, so now that was the first part. That's the modeling part. Now we get to add all the colors and textures and things like that, and we get to animate it. Okay, so let's see. You know what? I'm going to go save this. File, save, so that I don't lose any of my work. And now we're going to go and smooth it. So Control 3. Control 3 has me on the left-hand side. Make sure you're in object mode and solid with nothing selected. All right, so I am in solid mode with the object. You can check that to make sure that it's right here, solid mode. Select the submarine object only, and so the way that we do that is we right click on the submarine object only, click on the modifiers button. So now we're going to start using some of these things over here. The modifier button is this little wrench over here. Okay, so we click on that and we are going to add a modifier, and that modifier is going to be a subdivision surface right down here. We are going to, in the subsurf modifier, we are going to set the subdivisions for view and render to be 3. So that's view and render. They're both going to be 3. So now watch what just happened. Okay, so our view is what we see now, and then our rendering is also what we see. Do you see how it made it nice and smooth? Okay, it's now very smooth and it will render very smooth. Press the A key to deselect. Select the periscope. So here's the periscope. Now with this one, they just want us to click on the smooth button over here on the 3D viewport. So my smooth is right here. Yours should be somewhere right around there. So I click on that and it smooths it just a little bit. All right. Select the propeller object and do the same. So I'm going to deselect that. Oh. Object tools, I just closed it, sorry. I'm going to deselect that and press, not that one, propeller. There we go. And I am going to smooth that as well. All right. All right, so I'm going to go save it just one more time, make sure. All right. So materials, now we'll add some colored materials. Select the submarine object only. All right, click on the new button over on the material. So your material button is right here. So we're going to click on new. Click on the diffuse color button. It's the white box in the diffuse panel. So right here, you're going to click on that. And you can choose lots and lots of different colors here. So we're going to put in values for red, green, and blue. We're going to make this obviously a yellow sub. So we're going to click and drag the red and green sliders to the right. So it's so all the way to the 1, or you know what, I'm just going to type in 1. So red and green 1.0. And green is going to be 1.0, 1.0, and blue is going to be 0. And there you go, there's your yellow. All right, then what we're going to do, select the periscope object. Okay, so I just right clicked on that, and we're going to add a new material to that, and so it's going to be blue, so it's going to be 0, 0, 1. So we're going to change this to 0, this to 0, and this to 1. There you go. So the periscope is blue, and then we're going to do the rudder. So click on the rudder, and we're going to add a new one for that, and that's going to be a 101 here. So that's going to be a 101, and that should be like a magenta color. And then we're going to right click on propeller over here, and that's going to be a 100. So new 100. And that'll be a red color. So there you go. All right. What are we up to? 15 minutes linking. Okay, so let's get this linked together, and then I'll do the animation on the next one. Okay, so let me show you why we link things together. If I were to grab this, do you notice how the rest of the things, because they are separate objects, stays the same? So we're going to what we call link or parent things together. So I'm going to hit escape to get out of that. You didn't need to grab it or anything. I was just trying to show you why we do that. Because we want everything to be able to move together whenever we go to animate this. So it's really important when we parent things, okay? So we're going to make sure nothing is selected right now. Okay, so it doesn't matter in the order of which you choose your objects and which you're going to parent, but if you're like going to want to grab the yellow sub to move things around, that has to be your last object that you select. Okay, so the way that we select multiple objects is let's choose the periscope first. Okay, then I'm going to hold down the shift button, and then I'm going to choose, while holding down the shift button, I'm going to choose the rudder. And notice how now they're both selected. And now, still holding down the shift button, I choose my propeller. I don't know why I can't choose propeller. Oh, there it goes. It was just lagging. And then the very last thing that I choose is my sub, because that is what we want it to be the parent, okay? That's what we want to be able to grab and move, okay? So I'm going to choose the sub, and that's the very last thing that we chose. And now we hit Control P. And what will come up is they want to set the parent to the object, and that's what we want. We want to set the parent to the object. So now watch what happens whenever I'm going to deselect everything, and whenever I choose the sub and grab it, now, because everything is linked together, everything moves together as one because we parented it together, okay? Let me set that down. All right, so I'm going to stop the video there. We're at 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes. The very last video then is going to be the animation where we're going to make that propeller turn, the rudder move back and forth, and the propeller spin. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.